Welcome to John S. Sports Channel. We're going into League One predictions for week 41B. So it's game week 41, second section. It's a midweek section of games, raising the game numbers to 41 for these teams. Mansfield versus Leyton Orient first, and Mansfield got a surprise defeat. I think they came back to lose 2-1 at away at Huddersfield, and it was a really good game. They actually came back really well in the second half, and I did think they might just win this. Well, I thought they might win it at the beginning. I think they hit the post, they hit the woodwork about 3 or 4 times, I do believe. However, in the second half, they stepped up just a little bit, and actually they had the most shots in the whole game. Mansfield had 1 shot on target, though, and it went in. Huddersfield had 2 shots on target. They both went in. You know, it's just testament to that these two teams, they've started, both of them, to be able to shoot and get some damn good statistics from it. Absolutely great game. I really thought that Mansfield would win that, but they didn't. The last 2 games for Mansfield, a defeat 2-1, but it was against Charlton at home, and again the away game just then, Huddersfield 2-1 defeat away. Other than that, draw, lose, win, lose, lose. They have been playing better. They've been managing to get goals, which they completely dried up once Lee Gregory was injured. Leyton Orient last time out parked the bus. They need just the odd few points, don't they, to be safe and on the beach. This point was just what the doctor ordered. I only had 1 shot in the entire game, and it wasn't on target. Whereas, Orient had a huge percentage of the game possession-wise, lots of shots from distance. Wigan just parked the bus. It worked, 0-0. I thought it was a boring game. Leyton Orient fans will probably think different. They'll think, no, it was a really good game. We just couldn't get one in the bloody net, Lose, lose, win, lose, draw. This is a team, Leyton Orient, has an amazing energy level. Absolutely amazing energy level. And I really do feel for them because, they've dropped down to 9th on 60 points. Bolton are on 66. They have to win this to try and keep up with their thought that they may be able to get into that top 6. I think they can. They've got Huddersfield, Reading and Bolton above them, and Charlton above them. Probably forget Charlton, but Huddersfield, Reading and Bolton are probably catchable. Bolton are the ones I'd be most worried about. So it's going to be difficult. However, and guess who they play on Tuesday? So we'll come to that in a minute. So it's going to be difficult. I can see Leyton Orient wanting this more. I can see Mansfield perhaps trying a few tricks now and trying to see, is there anything we can do with the different players in different positions? Can we play a different format? Can we play a different style? Can we give somebody a different remit? Can we give certain players the ability to just run free? Take the shackles off and just tell them not to. They don't have to play in this particular format. If they want, just go for it. These are all things you do when you're on the beach. You try things out as a manager, and I can see Mansfield doing that here, mainly because they really are on the beach. They need 1 more game realistically to be truly on the beach, but I think they're going to get that before the end of the season. They've started to score now. I think it's going to be a tough task, though, at home against Leyton Orient, because I think that they're really going to want this more. The desire, after only winning 2 out of their last 6, they really do need to turn this back on. And they have the ability. It's just, as we get to the end of the season, we're getting a lot of injuries, a lot of fatigue, and that's what's playing on the different teams at the minute. And there's so many injuries and so many card issues around that people are actually starting to struggle finding team members. I mean, I think we played Saturday with 1 defender in defence. Literally one of the 3 defenders was a defender. The other 2 were midfielders. And that's what we're getting now. how do I think this will go? I think Mansfield will score because they have been doing really well scoring-wise. I'm going to go for Mansfield 1, Orient 2. I'm going to move on. I'm sorry, Roy. I just think that the Orient actually want this more. It could be a 2-2. Could be a 2-2, but I'm going to go with a 2-1 to Orient. And here's the one I was on about. It's Bolton versus Rotherham. Now, isn't it amazing? Isn't it amazing when we have the same team out for the last 2 games as Steve Evans put out there? But instead of playing 15 minutes training on a pitch, which is all they did, was kick around a bit of football, they played a game for 15 minutes apparently, and then that was it. They just disappeared. And literally, that's from the newspaper. That's from Steve Davis, the only newspaper reporter allowed in the games. He actually reported that they did extremely minimal, 15, 20 minutes a week training. What the hell? Isn't it amazing, guys? You know, you get them trained and you put them on the pitch on the training pitch to actually train them on how to do free kicks and how to tackle and how to score. And guess what? They start winning games. The same people. You know, it's an amazing thought, isn't it? So Rotherham, obviously away at Bolton here, lose, draw, lose. Then we change manager, win. Now, 2 wins in a row for this guy. He's on fire. Okay, 2-0 against away at Northampton. 2-1 against Blackpool. Blackpool are really good. Came back in the second half, but Rotherham just managed to get that late winner, and they really deserved it. They're playing not brilliant football, but they're playing good football. And they're actually listening to each other, and they're actually being trained on the training pitch. Bolton, on the other hand, they're a little bit different, aren't they? We've got a Bolton team here that have suddenly, I think, changed mid-season, and they started doing better and going right up the table. I'm sure they were sort of like mid-table obscurity and almost looking like they'd stay there, and all the Bolton fans say, no, we've got it. We're not ticking yet. We will do. And sure enough, they did. Went straight into the top 6. We've got Rotherham on the beach in 14th. We've got Bolton in 6th on 66 points, just 1 point above Reading. And remember, it's been Reading, Bolton, yeah, we'll see. And Huddersfield. So it's those 3 that are sort of like vying now, and all 3 of them are wanting to make sure they nick this 6th slot. But Bolton, let's have a look at their statistics. Win, lose, win. Surprisingly enough, lost against Bristol Rovers 3-2, and I really did think they'd at least come back and draw that one. Stockport County 1-0. I was actually quite surprised at that. I mean, I know they're different styles of play, but I thought they'd be able to handle the Stockport style. And 2-1 defeat away to Blackpool. Blackpool are very, very good at home, though. I keep saying that, and I'll stick by it because a lot of other football pundits say exactly the same thing. I did think that they'd nick something out there, but they didn't. I just think that this is going to be a very, very tough game because Rotherham now wanting to just finish this season really well. They don't really want to lose in front of this new manager. They really don't. And they're playing for each other. When that last goal went in, Rafferty, his celebration was akin to all the fans. It was just absolutely brilliant celebration. He was actually enjoying the fact that he'd scored the winner, and it looked like it was going to win it, and it was. The enjoyment on his face you wouldn't have got in the Evans era. It would have been, right, scored, fine, we'll still get slaughtered by the fans when we get back in. And that's it. I think it's going to be tough, though. Goal-wise, I think Rotherham are scoring of late just one more per game, I think. But I don't see that being the case away from home. They've not been good away from home for several years now. I think it's going to be Bolton 1, Rotherham 1. I'm going to go for the undefeated runs continuing for Rotherham. Oh, what have I said? Do like and subscribe, guys. Exeter versus Wigan. Exeter win, draw, lose, win, lose against Stockport last time at 2-0. Yeah, I think that they've been a bit hit and miss of late. Then I can't say that they've been poor. I can't say they've been good. I can't even say they've been average. They've been good sometimes, poor other times. It's a really mixed kettle, this one, isn't it? Wigan, draw, win, lose, draw, lose, draw. You know, I expected more from this side, and Wigan just don't seem to be able to sort of do it. I don't know why. Wigan's last game was against Orient 0-0. And that again, I didn't expect them to just park the bus. The interesting thing is, they did very well parking the bus against an extremely strong side up front. And I was quite impressed with that. And I think that might be just the thing that they're looking for, because Wigan are in 19th, Exeter are in 16th. Realistically, Exeter got 48 points. They're as good as on the beach as can be. And I think that Wigan have the nous here to park the bus, get from 45 to 46. 46 points. They'll actually be on 40 games. So 40 games, 46 points. You know, they're on target to finish on 50. I think that they'll be quite happy with a draw. And looking at what they've done in the last 4 games, lose, draw. I think this could be a draw. I'm just looking at the scores. They haven't scored for 2 games. Barnsley was the last time they scored 1 goal. Time before that was 1 goal against Charlton in a 2-1 defeat. Then a 1 goal against Cambridge in a win. So I'm going to go with a goal each. I'm going to go with Exeter 1, Wigan 1. I think that they're going to try and get a goal and try and sit on it. I think Wigan are too good to be able to just sit. To sit on it, though. They can break down a bus at the back, and I've seen them do it before. Pretty sure they'll be able to do it this time. I think Wigan may score second. I think Wigan may score second here, but I think they'll be looking to score first. So 1-1 there. We're going to go with Huddersfield versus Wycombe. Huddersfield haven't been playing well, but they won Mansfield 2-1. But they played really well in the first half. They played okay in the second half. No problems with them at all. They seemed to handle the game and do as minimum as they needed to get a goal and to win. They have been scoring at home. They have now that they've changed manager, so that's another interesting thing. Lose, win. I think they have the bit now. They're in such a position, aren't they? They're in 8th position, 64 points, just 2 points away from 6th place, Bolton. And I just see that this Huddersfield side can possibly, at home, start to turn this idea that they've been so bad for the first couple of months of the year. Against the Wycombe side, draw, lose, win, draw, lose. The wheels have come off for me. They don't seem to be playing as well. They have got issues, I believe, with injuries. However, I just don't see this side quite being able to play that top 6 style of football. They came to Rotherham and they won 3-2, but they were awful. We were dreadful, but they were awful. Just a little bit less awful than what we were. But they went with a deserved win. We really did. Draw, lose, win, draw, lose. I think this one's going to be quite tough. I know that Huddersfield, though, can score. 5-1 win at home to Crawley. That could have been a lot more as well. but they can lose as well. 4-0 the week after defeat to Charlton. And you think, it could be either way, this. I think it could be. This could actually be 4-0 either way, right? It could be 4-0 either way. And I'm going to stick my neck out. I'm actually going to stick my neck out. I'm going to go... Some of you fans are going to think I'm stupid. Comment down below instead of just giving me a thumbs down. I'm going to go Huddersfield 4, Wycombe 0. Comment down below. God, comment down below. Give me a thumbs up, like, subscribe, comment down below. I dare you. Oh, dear Lord, what have I said? Peterborough versus Birmingham. Yay, Birmingham are playing. I'd forgotten Birmingham were playing, actually. Welcome, Birmingham fans. Thank you for staying on. Do like and subscribe. Some of you do. Peterborough last time out. Oh, wow. What do we say again about that game? Let's have a look. Northampton. Peterborough last time out played Northampton 4-0. It was Peterborough 0, Northampton 4. Eden got sent off on 27 minutes. I think after that it just... they were already 1-0 down. But after that, it just seemed to sink into obscurity. The trouble is with Peterborough, they seem to... I've seen them do that rather too many times. You know, they suddenly start letting in lots of goals. They can let in lots of goals. How many are they actually letting in the last 3 games? They let in 4 in Northampton, losing 4-0. They let in 3 against Crawley, winning 4-3. And they let 3 in against Reading, losing 3-1. That's 10 goals let in 3 games. And that's against Reading, Crawley and Northampton. Now, if we look at Birmingham... Oh, please. Look, I think that red... I think the red was a bit harsh, to be quite honest. Look, it was last man, wasn't it? And my stats have all totally disappeared. But yeah, the last man. I know it was last man, but it was on the left wing. Was it a clear and open shot? Chance at goal? I don't think it was. There was that many players around him. Not quite sure it was. But you know, he still got sent off in 3 minutes to give me. I think it was too far to the left-hand side, and I think he wasn't really the last man, as in able to have an open shot at goal. Not from that side. He'd have had easier chance of crossing it, but I don't think he was realistically. Now I've seen them given, I've seen them not given. I've heard the discussions on both sides, and I'm sort of on the fence, but I'm more towards. I think it was a bit harsh there. I think, however, Birmingham 6-2 winners, and Barnsley almost thought they might have a way back after that second one, didn't they? Like 4, was it? They sort of got that second one. Thought, oh, you know, if we sort of step up a little bit, we might be able to equalise. You know. Nah, forget it. That's when Birmingham just decided. In the second half, it's a game of two halves, this Birmingham fans, and I'm sure you'll agree that you did on the watch along. The first half was very controlled. Just do what we have to do to make sure that we win this one at the end of the game. And about half time, I think it was a little bit too close, really, and it's like we need to just step this one up. And in the second half, they did, and it was like total. I thought it was the same style, but it was just more thorough, more controlled, more determined, and I saw more one-touch football into the right areas. And the one-touch football sometimes absolutely amazing from Birmingham. I absolutely loved it. This is definitely the thing of the top half of the championship. Absolutely. And Barnsley just didn't have a hope in hell of doing anything in return, did they? Birmingham 6, Barnsley 2. And I have to say that for that game because of the way that Peterborough have let in 10 in the last 3. So what did we say? Peterborough, draw, win, lose, win, lose. They have been getting better, but that defence is not very good at all. Against Birmingham, and he said that they won 3-0 at Charlton and at home to Charlton, but Charlton aren't as good at away from home as they are at home. Win, draw, win for Birmingham. I think that this is going to be another one of those games where Birmingham are going to want to, they were going to want to get promoted, which they're only 1 point, I think, to be promoted. 2 points to be promoted, don't they? Depends what Wycombe do, doesn't it? So they'll probably get promoted this time. And I think they're going to want to do it with absolute style. Will they get another 6? The way they've been scoring, 4, 2, 6, they scored 12 in the last 3 games. That's average of 4 a game. Jesus. I'm going to go with the average. I'm going to go with Peterborough 0, Birmingham 4, and we'll move on. It may be 5 or 6-0. Absolutely. Do like and subscribe. Just keep on. We're only going to the last game now, which is Shrewsbury. You might as well listen, Birmingham fans. So we've got Shrewsbury Town now. Draw, lose against Birmingham. Draw and lose against Cambridge. Now that wasn't a very good game, was it? It was a Wycombe game, was it? Shrewsbury Wycombe. I'm trying to find a red card. I thought there was a red card somewhere, but I'm not getting any information on it. They're not playing very well. They haven't won one in the last 6. They've drawn 2 against a Reading side. Draw, win, lose, win. They now have a remit to play until the end of the season. Thank God for that. The mess with points would have been absolutely ridiculous, wouldn't it? Kicking them out near the end of the season. I think he will. He's got to sell because it's not about money. A lot of people have been commenting onto my video saying, if you don't pay, take them away. That it's not about money. It's about the guy, the owner himself is not fit for purpose for owning a football club. He's failed the checks. Nothing to do with the club's finances. Although he is the club's finances. But the club on the ground has been so amazing, been totally different. Last time out, Wycombe 1-0 winners, and deserve it, absolutely deserve it. I thought that was one of those games that you could certainly look at, enjoy it. No, it wasn't. There was only 7 shots on target in the entire game, but it was 50. It was sort of 50-50. It was quite a decent one end keep. It was a good game of even football between the pair of them. Reading won it. Wycombe actually had the most shots, 17 shots. Reading had 6, 3 on target. And Wycombe did one of the things that they've been doing recently. 17 shots, 4 on target, not very good, and none in the net. And that's what I've been finding with Wycombe. They just seem to have got a little bit of a glitch here, and the wheels have fallen off. But Reading, 3 shots, 1 in 6, 3, and 1 in the net. Okay, that Wycombe win just tips it for me. Shrewsbury Town look like they look like a side who are where they are in the league. I think it's going to be Shrewsbury 0, Reading 2. I think it's going to be 2. I think Reading can do this, and I think they can do it relatively easily. I think they're going to do just what they need to do to get a win and 3 points and out the other end, because we're getting to the stage now where they need the points. They're in 7th position, 65 points, and Bolton are above them in 6 on 66. They're going to do the minimum because they don't want to risk stressing, straining, injuries, red cards, yellow cards. They don't want anything to trouble this team because we're near the end. One or two players out for a couple of games, and they may be out for all the rest of the season quite easily. And they're Shrewsbury 24th, obviously I think relegated. You're going to see an interesting game here, but I think it's going to be totally one-sided. It's John S. Sports Channel. Please do like and subscribe, and I shall see you again later on in the week for the next prediction video for League One. League One video, John S. Sports Channel. Like and subscribe. See you again.